Hey lovelies, it's Kate. Welcome back to another Sims 4 speed build. The Dream Home Decorator Gamepack is finally out and it's time to work on a penthouse. I'm also planning to do some gameplay soon, but I thought that it would be perfect to kick off this pack by working on a penthouse. This way I was really able to focus on the interior, on furnishing this, but I didn't want to work on just any apartment or something. The pre-made normal apartments are pretty boring, no offense, just like any regular apartment. I wanted to work on something fancy as always, so I quickly built a penthouse, and this is a 30 by 20 lot, I think, so it's not really big, and it was just so much fun. Like, honestly, I've heard so much about the game pack, especially about the gameplay. I've heard that there are some bugs. I will see for myself when I dive into gameplay soon, but just by looking at the furniture and just furnishing, I can tell you that these objects are amazing. Like, honestly, it feels like building with CC, like some high quality CC. The textures, the look, the general style, the kitchens are especially amazing. I'm just really in love. Like, honestly, if you're into furnishing, if you're not using CC, if you want some fancy furniture, full recommendation. I love these objects so much, and anyone who's been around here for a while knows that I love to work on exteriors mostly. Furnishing can also be fun, but I'm someone who just likes to work on exteriors. I also always start off by working on the exteriors and by doing some landscaping, but even though this build was all about furnishing, I really enjoyed the process just because I could use all these new objects, and it was just really easy to make it look good. Like, using all these new objects, it was like really easy. I used some stuff from other packs as well, but I just mostly used the new game pack. And you look at the just any area, the kitchen, the dining room, I used all the new objects everywhere. I basically only used other objects when I kind of had to. There's no new toilet, for example, no shower, so you have to use some stuff from other packs or the base game, of course. But I really focused just on the new game pack, and I really love how this build turned out. I have to say though, the exterior is kind of disappointing, so I filled the whole lot just with this penthouse, and then I wanted to decorate the outside just a little bit, placing some vines, and it wouldn't let me because when you just use the whole lot when you are building a penthouse, when you then want to place something on the exterior walls, you are like outside the lot boundaries, and I was like, okay, this is like literally just a cube or just a rectangular box. I don't know what it is, so I'm really sorry. The exterior is really underwhelming, I have to admit. And here I'm working on the penthouse itself. I wanted to furnish something, so of course I had to create the penthouse first. As I said, I didn't just want to work on any apartment for this, at least not for this speed build. And I just created this really open layout. I wanted this to be like some type of loft, really open. I separated the area into two main areas at the top. You can see this here at the left and right side, and initially I wanted to turn this into like two bedrooms, but I didn't. The area on the right side is going to be a bathroom, and then there will be a bedroom below, so there are two bedrooms in total. And the whole floor plan and layout is really unconventional and different. I think that this is like some type of bachelor apartment or something. This is like not a regular family home, which makes sense, I think, because it's a really fancy penthouse for some rich Sims. You still have two bedrooms, so there's still enough space, but it's like really different. I didn't build this to include like 4 bedrooms or something, so just keep this in mind. And it's like really open. The whole floor plan, the whole area, it's just really open. And I definitely wanted to include different just levels and areas. I connected them. I wanted this to look really unique, and I just wanted to have a really fun area, so furnishing would be even more exciting. And as I said, it was exciting because of all the new objects. And here I'm building my first sectional sofa, and I created this round shape at the top, this balcony or something, using just a round floor piece. And I wanted to fill this area with this sectional sofa. This was my plan, and I was so happy when it just worked out perfectly. It looks so good. I was so confused by the swatches at first. I then decided to use this color, and I mainly used black, white, and this color, the color that I used for the sofa. It's like a dusty pink or something. It looks so beautiful. And I have to say, these objects, as you can see here, really do look like CC. And this might be a weird thing to say, but I feel like this style, this look, this is something that we have been seeing in really good CC items for years now. But when the game came out, the objects that we got in packs just looked so different. There was such a huge difference in style and textures, just everything, but I feel like this looks like some really good high quality CC. Like, it just looks amazing. I have no complaints. The sectionals work really well. You just have to click on the swatches to select the different shapes, and there are lots of different shapes. It works the same way it works for counters, where you can also like pick different pieces and just round corners and stuff. The system is the same for the sectional sofas. And I just had an issue with some mod that I'm using. I don't know which one it was actually. So I had to fix a problem first, because like the area where you pick the swatch, where you can just pick the different sectional pieces, was like bugging and I couldn't see what's happening. So I had to fix this first before I was working on this actually. And as always, a little disclaimer, you don't need the tool mod to download this from the gallery. So I used the tool mod just to rotate some columns from Ecolifestyle in the back, but you can download this. It doesn't matter if you're on PC or console. You don't need the mod to download this, and everything will still be where it's supposed to be. Just a little disclaimer, you don't need the mod. I sometimes receive some comments of people being disappointed because they're on console, but you don't need the mod. And Tristan Max himself said that it doesn't matter, console, PC, you don't need the mod, and that's just amazing. I just love this mod so much. So here I'm working on the kitchen. I use these cabinets, lots of them. So if your Sims need like lots of space to store something in their kitchen, in this kitchen they have so much space. I don't know if it's looking really good and if I was really able to like make it look the way I wanted it to look, but there are like kitchens like this where they're really modern and you have tons of cabinets like this. So this was what I was going for. I love this look so much. I tried to replicate something similar in the past by simply rotating some regular cabinets, and I placed them on a wall, then I deleted the wall. Just a confusing process, but now it just has exactly this look. And here you just saw how I built or removed a wall, and then the platform jumped up and I just removed all my furniture, and I don't know, please fix the platforms. I'm exhausted. So I just had to fix something quickly. I then made the kitchen a bit bigger and I decided to incorporate the fridge in the kitchen. And I spent a couple of minutes really arranging all these different cabinets. It was just so much fun. Like, you can really play around with these. You can really see what's working, what's not working. Just so much fun. These bar stools are also new. And I decided to use the area behind my stairs just to have a fancy, just a bar area. And you know that I really like to build lots of different sofas. Like, all my mansions have so many different areas where your Sims can just sit and hang out, which is kind of realistic, I guess, because when you look at just rich people's houses, there are like so many living rooms and just formal living rooms, and I don't know. So I really like to do that. I also like to fill space just by building some sofas. And let me tell you, I totally did that here and I enjoyed it even more because of these sectional sofas. These will be a staple for me. I don't know, I don't want to use any other sofa in the future, to be honest. I'm obsessed. Like, you know this, whenever a pack comes out and there's like a really amazing object, I have a tendency to use it a lot. Like the nifty knitting rug. Like, I have used it too much. I got a comment recently where someone was like, there's like, I always use this rug, and like, it's true. So I'm now not using the rug anymore. I try to stay away from it for a while because, I mean, it's true. I really use it all the time, and I'm scared that the same will happen with these sectional sofas because it's just like a totally different type of sofa. It's just amazing, and I really like these modern interiors, and oh my god, I'm just obsessed. And here I tried to create another shape and it looked weird, so I changed this. And the thing in the center isn't a table, actually. I found out later. This is like, you can sit on this object. It's not a coffee table. So yeah, it's not a table, but I used it as a table. I don't know. It was an accident, but maybe it looks creative. I don't know. And then I used the same cabinets that I used in the kitchen to create this wall over here, and I wanted to place the TV in the center. There are lots of other objects as well that can be used for this. I guess this is actually a kitchen cabinet, so I probably wasn't supposed to do it this way, but I just love the look so much, and I also can't wait to use some of the other objects. I also, as you will see, created a small walk-in closet, and the objects confused me at first, because when you filter by pack and when you then click on the area where you find all the drawers and all that for storing clothes, I couldn't see the object that you would need, including the coat hangers where you just place the new clothes on. I don't know. I was confused. Then I had to filter by surface. I could see all objects which have surfaces which belong to the pack, and then I was good to go. But you will see this when I reach this point in this video. It was a bit confusing. I also used the plan from the new kit because I just want to have a bit of green here and there, because there are almost no plants in this build, but I just wanted to have a bit of green in the living room. And this is like a really just a living room. There's a TV, a gaming console, a stereo, just different things. You can just hang out and have a good time down there. And there are other areas as well, as I said. Oh my god, in this object, let me tell you, I'm not going to use any regular lounge chair for sunbathing anymore. Like, this is so beautiful. Like, just when you look at this object, which looks like a lounge chair for sunbathing or something, the one on the balcony on the left, when you look at this object, I just have to think of a really fancy garden, something the Kardashians would chill in the sun on. I don't know. I love this. I'm obsessed and I want to build a proper mansion. I don't know. This inspired me so much. I just love this. This is just so my style. I love all these fancy mansions and this is just perfect. A lot of people have said that it reminds them of IKEA. And yeah, maybe that's the case. I don't know. It gives me some IKEA vibes, but Tiny Living was really inspired by Scandinavian hygge style. So I don't know. This isn't really giving me IKEA vibes as much as Tiny Living did probably. And here I'm working on the walk-in closet, and you can see the closets up there, and they only snap to this specific object up there. You can't place it just anywhere. You have to use this object, and I just couldn't find it when I was filtering by different objects and stuff. But when you look at just at surfaces, like the category called surfaces, you will find it. And I just wanted to incorporate a small walk-in closet, even though I was kind of running out of space because the floor plan is so weird. I just definitely wanted to do that because this is one of the main features of the new pack. It looks amazing, and as a mansion builder, I just feel blessed when I look at this pack, honestly. And especially as someone who sometimes struggles with furnishing, it's just giving me all the objects that I was missing and that I needed to create some fancy mansions, and it's just something that makes furnishing easier. And I'm just curious, how do you feel about the pack? I've seen mixed reviews. The only negative things that I saw were mostly regarding the bugs in gameplay, but I hope that these will be fixed. I think that most people are just really in love with the new objects, and I always give you my perspective as a builder because I'm just building. So I can only tell you how much I enjoy these new objects, but soon I want to dive into gameplay, and then I can also tell you what I think about the gameplay. And this will be a disaster. I'm just telling you this. I'm never playing. But maybe this will make it even more fun. I don't know. We will find this out very soon. So you can see these huge doors here, and these are from the new pack actually. There are a couple of new doors, but I sized this one up. I hope it's functional. I'm going to play test this after recording this, and if it's not functional, I will have to replace the door, but I hope that it works when you size it up because it just looks so fancy and so nice. I'm always a fan of huge doors, especially when you use the tallest wall height. It just looks really regal. When you have a build like this, it's just perfect, but of course this just wasn't the main focus. I'm just using all these objects to create some really fancy mansions and penthouses and all that. I'm already so excited to work on a mansion, let me tell you. I like unique builds, especially recently, but we just need a proper mansion using these objects soon. Here you can see the Kardashian lounger. That's what I'm going to call it in the future. It just reminds me of them. I love this. It looks so fancy. Look at this. Just imagine you are lying there. You look out of the window over the city, you're chilling in the sun, and you're just in your fancy penthouse. OMG, I love this. It just looks so amazing. And here, I think this is also an area which kind of resembles CC. I don't know. I'm just so obsessed. One thing that is bothering me, I have to say, and this has nothing to do with the pack in general or the pack itself, the shadows. I don't know, the shaders, the whole situation. When you look at the kitchen cabinets, for example, it's a hot mess. I tried to place lots of different lamps. I also saw a discussion on Twitter, so this is like a general issue, the way the game handles shadows when it comes to counters and cabinets, and as soon as you're placing lots of them, it can look like a hot mess, and this is kind of annoying me. I think that the kitchen looks really stunning, but as soon as I saw these shadows, I was really annoyed, and the same seems to happen, as I just saw, when it comes to sectionals. Like sometimes when you place them on a wall, you can also have like different, like some areas of the sectional will be darker than other areas. You can just see where it's divided, where you've pieced them together. I mean, you're just connecting each sectional by using different pieces, and this shouldn't be as visible. It's just supposed to look like one piece, one sofa, and you can really tell that these are just different pieces because of the shadows, and this is like not really good. But the issue seems to be much worse when you place anything near a wall, and it seems to be even worse when the wall is diagonal, so you have to keep this in mind. And yeah, here I'm working on one of two bedrooms, and this one is gray and green. I just wanted to try something different. The main color scheme is like white and this dusty pink color and lots of blacks, but here I just wanted to try something new and different, so I used some of the green swatches, which are amazing. I've talked about green kitchens in the past. Like when you look at this green counter from the Vampires pack, it just looks so amazing, and I love this color. And I feel like for this pack, they really nailed this specific color, like this really, really fancy green that you see in fancy interiors. Like it's not too bright, not too neon, not too dark. It just has this very stylish green color. I don't know, I'm obsessed. So I definitely wanted to build one bedroom in this color. And yeah, the interior is done at this point, and I then moved on to work on the outdoor area, which is really small because it's just a small penthouse. And honestly, I feel like it looks much bigger than it is. Like the whole penthouse, this is not the big one. Like there's one big penthouse lot, and I really stayed away from this one because I just knew that it would be too big and too overwhelming to just look at the furnishing process and the furniture. I just wanted to keep it simple, but I feel like this one, it just feels much bigger. Like the whole furnishing process, how long it took, and when you look at it, I don't know, it always happens. Same with my mansions. I'm building something and you're like, yeah, it looks bigger, and this time I have to agree, this penthouse looks bigger than it is. And I incorporated just a barbecue grill, just an area to sit, so they, like your Sims, can just dine on the outside. They can just hang out there. I used some island living glass floors, and on the side I used again the windows from Snowy Escape. They have the same dimensions and look, and they're just perfect for each other. You can simply combine them and you can create just an area like this, and I just thought it would make sense. So there's like a little roof on this area, maybe it's raining. I also built a bar, and this is it. This is it. I'm just so excited. This is the first video using the Sims 4 Dream Home Decorator Gamepack. I had so much fun furnishing this. I had lots of fun checking out this pack in general. I'm excited to dive into gameplay for you. I hope that you enjoyed this video and this build. You can find it in the gallery. My ID is KateEmerald, so you can just grab it. You don't need the tool mod to place any of my lots. Like here I just used it for these columns a little bit. You don't need it, no matter if you're on PC or console, you don't need the true mod to place this lot and to use it. Everything will still be where it's supposed to be. Just a little disclaimer again. And now it's time to thank my wonderful Emerald Patreons. Thank you so much to Brunier Wilcox, Britta1607, Callan Winnie, Molly, Queen Ewing, Shannon McClam, Talena Lynn, Tamika Mitchell, and Victoria Smithies. Thank you so much. Also a big thank you to all my other Patreons. Thank you to anyone who watches my videos. Thank you for supporting me. I equally appreciate all of your support and I love you so much. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this build and video, and I hope I see you in the next video. Bye bye!